sending that super cheap auto car around. Let's have another look here. And it was a Nissan sandwich between Alex Davison and Russell Ingall. And there's that front contact. Mark Winterbottom couldn't get out of the way there and had nowhere to go. And look at all that water there in the grass and the AstroTurf. That's going to cause a bit of trouble for the competitors today.
The Nissan taking out our camera there on the exit of turn 2. That's a little bit rude.
He started this race from position 13. This might tell more of the story.
Oh, I reckon he had a deflating tyre before he went in there.
Or something maybe broke on that front left.
Hold on, Whincup was on the outside of Moffat. Caruso was right behind.
So what's happened here?
Here's the out. Whincup's dive down the inside.
Oh, no!
Kelly and Caruso touching.
Watch your head, mate. Watch your head for rubble and crashing.
And that wasn't the end of it. So Whincup got down there and got hit. And we've had news. I don't think there's going to be a safety car down there for this. We're going to have double yellows, but man.
Yeah. But I think that's about the same. There's the run, the run off 12. Still got his foot hard up it.
Oh, was that Bargwana just avoiding him at the time?
Very, very lucky not to take other cars out there, but he's hit the wall as a small fire. But, you know, he's never lifted off the throttle and he's just carried the accident another 100 metres down the road. He would have been much better off just to sort of get back on the road.
We will no doubt have a safety car period here. Safety car boards on display. Oh, Craig, what's your read on that?
The way that left the road, it almost looked like it had a puncture. It had a lot of understeer or a deflated left front tyre. It just didn't steer. And then as you can...
Caruso, a bit of a brain fade there. And unfortunately, the same thing here for Alex Premat. Coming out the pits behind a brand new Mercedes driven by Lee Holdsworth. He got left front damage to that Fujitsu car, which as soon as it met the gravel trap...
And it was unable to avoid. Here we go, replay. So it was Winterbottom down the inside of Tander. We can see there. And there it is. Where's Wood? Wood is there. He's unsighted.
Crunch.
Oh, from way at the back too.
Another angle here.
Here we go. Sorry, it's Tander and Mostert coming together.
Whincup doing well to avoid all that. Look at the others taking evasive action as well. Jack
To the driver's fault too, Rusty, obviously, of Mostert's car.
So Van Gisbergen and Winterbottom on the front row. It's been a Ford lockout all weekend long. Jamie Whincup was fast in qualifying. He goes from the third row.
Start from
Great
Van
start.
Gisbergen.
Davison even better. Slots in behind the Kiwi on the run down to turn 1. Tander away nicely in the Holden Racing Team Commodore. But it's Shane Van Gisbergen leads them through. Frosty squeezed out wide.
Yeah, you saw Mark Winterbottom spun the wheels at the start line. The car stepped sideways on him and he's lost a few spots there on the first two corners.
Holdsworth had a really bad run out of 2 and got ushered out onto the grass. So he's dropped from 6th spot back to about, I would suggest, about 10th or 11th spot.
Oh, round goes Jamie Whincup, spins in the middle of the... Crushed too hard. Douglas on his side, and Russell Ingall in the super cheap car there from above at 3.
And it's number 22, James Courtney. Tried a bit of a, I don't know, Beto, do you reckon the move was on there, or tough one to call?
A hard hit too.
Massive damage after that. Concertina here.
But for a hit like that, to put a 1,350 kilo V8 on its side, so centre of screen, there goes Taz. The Lucas Dumbrell Motorsport car copped a massive hit. And Ryan let them eat the sandwich, and Jamie Whincup got the initial brunt of that when he was turned around, but was able to select first gear and drive away.
And David Wall's the car that made the impact to the direct behind of Taz Douglas, and that's got a lot of damage on the front of that Wilson security car.
That disappear off to the right of screen now.
So that car works well in the wet and the dry, and we need to log that in our minds for a little later in the year. He's also got clean air, which is a critical thing, and the fastest man on the road at the moment is actually David Bernard, who's moved up to 3rd, and then Dumbrell runs wide into the kitty litter. So David Bernard has had a pretty good weekend in terms of his recovery, Matthew. Oh, Dumbrell around. And there's more to that story because there's some damage there in the front right corner.
There you go. There's the big story. There's a wheel gone loose, and that is Paul Morris's Sirame Wines VY converted car, and it's a real mess. Smoke pouring out the rear, out the front. Let's just hope that Paul Morris is okay.
It's a huge shunt.
That's big time.
front left wheel.
Go straight away and just make sure that Paul Morris is okay. Now let's dissect all of this. We saw Paul Dumbrell go off, and then there was trouble. So
he may have come back out in front of Morris, I'd say, but look, we won't preempt it. Let's wait for the pictures to tell the story.
I think if you keep
they did. Yeah, he just came out and they made contact.
And then obviously straight into the wall on the right-hand side of the track for Paul Morris.
And everybody else scrambles to avoid the
positions on the run out. It's always a hard phase of the race because it's just settling down. It's just trying to get everyone back into a single file.
Lowney up the inside of Ricciardello. Great move.
Now, I'm sure Garth Panda has right. Oh, that's Lowndes.
Lowndes, and that's Ricciardello.
This is dangerous.
This is
the, that's the blind spot we spoke about. That's the blind spot.
Mate, you right? Fine. Double safety car scramble.
So it's on the run out here. Just touched it. Just touched it.
So Lowndes dived down the inside, got a little bit wide on the exit, which has allowed Rick to get up the inside for the outside of the next corner.
You'd have to say not really anyone's fault.
No, they're just...
The biggest thing is there, Stevie Johnson could have run clean in the back of that car where it was parked. He was so fortunate to be able to move the car to the inside and just miss running straight in the back of R.Kelly. You can see here, I think it's Caruso. Oh.
Doesn't get any easier second time round, does it?
That is just cat-like reaction.